Hi everybody, welcome to the dungeon. My name is Robin and today is Lampworking 101.72. Do you ever have those times where everything you make you think looks just horrible? I'm having a moment like that right now. It just seems like for the last couple of weeks everything I put away I just don't like. I don't like any of it. Nothing's working out for me. Sometimes I just feel too shaky to be able to control the glass. And that builds up a lot of anxiety for me to then produce something nice. So usually what I do is either A, I'll just not come down here at all and flame work until I feel like I'm ready, or B, I'll come down here and work on something really, really simple. And that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to make a beautiful bead out of dots. And the dots are the basic building blocks of so many beads and so much artwork out there. It's something that you can always fall back on and meditate to and feel good about, I hope. So, when I was done with this piece, I was really happy. It made me feel good. And I haven't made anything good since. So this is what I got for you guys this week. I hope you're all doing safe and well out there. Thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you next time in the dungeon. All right, here we go. I'm going to start this bead out with a base of white. And sometimes I'll get a rod of a color, and a lot of times it's white, where I'll put the first bit on and it's just loaded with bubbles, like this one. So I'm just going to heat the whole thing up until all the bubbles fall off and continue. So I'm kind of off on a weird foot already, but I'm just going to go ahead and continue to add my bits of glass here until I have the amount of glass that I want for the length. And when I'm working on the edges of a bead, I'll start out sooner than later. I will roll it out until a little bit of that glass goes over the bead hole itself and kind of tucks itself in. Sometimes it doesn't end up looking like that in the end, but I usually try to start out making it look nice either way. So I'm adding my second round of white there, and now I'm just going to add some wraps on here and start to heat it all up. I do like to use my marvering pad here to just very quickly push some of that glass down so it's quicker and easier to round out. And as you can see here, my edges didn't end up being so perfect, but that's okay. Moving on. So this is a 8-dot bead pattern, and I'm going to start out with 4 dots of the blue on one end and 4 dots of the blue in the opposite areas on the other end. And unfortunately something was going on with my camera here, so it was a little difficult. I mean, it's always difficult for me to see in the flame. It's either my flame is weird or I don't have the exposure right on my camera. So unfortunately, it will get easier and easier to look at as the video goes by. So I apologize for that. Okay, so once I have all of these dots on here, the easiest way for me to press them down without having to use my butter knife is to just use my marble mold on its side and very gently heat and press every one of these dots down. And I will do this several times until the dots are as flat as I want them. Of course, like I said, nothing is perfect here on this bead. The dots on the right are a little bigger than the dots on the left. But the cool thing is that I have kind of this little edge on each of these blue dots that will allow me to pull them down into where the mandrel hole is. So I'm just using my tungsten pick and gently heating up each edge of the dot and then just coming back through and pulling them down just enough, just a little bit so it touches the mandrel. And I will turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. You know, I'll let you know that I do use this marble mold here kind of as a holder for my glass. I was really shaky this day. I've been shaky for a while, so I just had to use what worked best for me. Okay, I just want to even things out, round it out, melt it down just a little bit, secure my edges, push them in a little bit. And then I'll go ahead and start that second round of dots. The great thing about this bead is that no matter what, as long as you kind of follow the dots, it's gonna look great in the end, I promise. So on this second row of dots, I'm going to add white. This is all blue and white. And I will just add the dots so they are on the bottom half of the previous dot. And that's pretty much how this whole pattern is going to go. And once I have these dots on, I just continue to heat and press everything down, again with the marble mold. I love the way how it just kind of creates this little table on the glass when you press down. It looks really cool. And already, you know, while I was working on this, I was thinking of some other ideas that might look really interesting using that technique of just keeping everything not all the way melted down, but just kind of like a little shelf on top of itself. Okay, so I'm just gonna heat everything up right in the center of the bead because I'm wanting my pattern to go into the middle. And now I will go ahead and use the blue. And I'm using this aqua blue transparent. It's one of my favorite transparent blues. However, it is notorious for boiling. So I am using kind of a bigger, bushier flame. So, you know, I notice if I have a harsher flame, this color will kind of rash out, and I don't want that to happen. So I have kind of a bigger, lazier flame here. Of course, you always want to make sure that the flame does not discolor your glass, or you don't have the proper mix of oxygen and propane or natural gas. And here I will go ahead and press these down. And the cool thing about using this is as I'm pressing, I can kind of like push the bead. So as I'm pressing, the dots will gently press a little bit more to the center. It's just a really slow roll I'm gonna give this. I don't like to roll and press really hard. It's a very gentle roll. And I'm using my a different marble mold here. Sometimes I'll use the table, like the flat, you know, the larger marving pad underneath, but I really kind of get my fingers under the mandrel, so that's why I'm using a raised up piece of graphite. Okay. This is all in real time here, and the reason why is because not only do I want to show you how I'm holding the rod, it's very parallel. It's unconventional. Most people will hold it at a 45-degree angle and drop their dots, but I am very shaky. And right here is the moment where I notice all my dots are off. And so what I need to do is I'm trying to make up for that and not really look at the pattern that I'm dropping it onto, but I'm looking at the other dots above it. So I am just kind of shifting everything to make it work for me. Sometimes it doesn't work, but this time it did. It worked out well. And I'm gonna go ahead and press all these dots down. And as I press the dot, you can gently shift it in one direction or another to kind of help you to get that pattern back again, so that the dots on one side are going in between the dots on the other side. But I thought it was really important that I show you that, because it was interesting for me to at least see, like, oh, that's the moment where I noticed I was having issues. So once that's all melted in, I'm going to go ahead back with my blue dots, and I'm just starting to add the dots smaller and smaller as I go. And like I said, I am holding my blue rod here when I drop the dots in an unconventional way, but because I am shaky, I need to hold the rod, the mandrel, with my pinky finger and try to add the dots at the same time. And now that the dots are getting a little smaller, it's easier for me to just flatten them down with a butter knife. Gentle heating with that blue is really important. And now I'm just gonna continue on with this awesome pattern, and I'm starting to use a stringer now. So, a lot of people I notice can drop a very tiny dot with a regular size rod, but I have a hard time doing that. So I tend to scale down to a stringer when I'm doing the finer work and adding really small dots. And here, as the dots get smaller, I don't necessarily have to flatten them down. They're so small that they will just melt down a lot quicker than just trying to flatten them first. Exploring what helps you as you work the glass is really important, because there might be different ways for you to be able to handle the glass and be able to add the detail, that might be different from somebody else. So as long as what you're doing is working for you, then stick with it. Okay, so here's where all of these dot patterns start to merge, and I am starting to go past each other. It gets a little strange looking to the eye when you're adding things, but as long as you keep following that pattern, even if you have to follow it at a slight curve to make up for, the difference in spaces, you'll be okay. Just keep following the dots. And now I'm getting really close to the end here, and I want to make sure that all of these little tiny white dots are right in between those nice blue kind of crescent slices. So I have just a couple more layers to go here, and we are almost finished. All I need to do now is just gently heat everything up. I want to go ahead and leave that very last dot raised up. I really love texture in my glass, and this worked out great. I was feeling confident enough at this point to keep going. Once you're making something that, you're really enjoying and you're liking, you want to just push it just a little bit more, push the limits of things. Every time I add these dots, by the way, I'm only heating in the very edge of the flame. And that's important because, if you're heating too much of the glass in the flame, you won't be able to control how much glass is getting hot on the end of your glass rod. And if you're just at the edge of the flame, it's a lot easier to control how much you're laying down. All right, this is the last row. And all I'm doing is just adding those final dots, and I'm going to give it a gentle heat and we will be finished with this awesome bead. It really did make me feel good to be able to make something this week and to present it to you guys. I hope you enjoy this one and give it a try. And as always, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.